learn about an amazing effort to help find a cure in our lifetime. We'll tell you all about it coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at North Myrtle Beach City Hall. We're focused on a cure in our lifetime, 6th annual Kentucky Derby Gala and Silent Auction that'll be held at the Crown Reef Resort in Myrtle Beach a week from tomorrow. And we're visiting with Sally Edmondson, a volunteer board member for A Cure in Our Lifetime and the senior sales executive at Time Warner Cable. Good morning, Sally.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Thanks so much for being with us this morning up here in North Myrtle Beach. This place is amazing.
It is.
Have you been in City Hall before today?
I have, and it's a fantastic complex.
Incredible facility. To think,
Yes.
of course, this is not where the 6th annual gala will be held, but it's great to get up here and get a feel of what it's like in another city. It's
Definitely.
incredible. How long have you been in the area, Sally? Did you grow up here?
I actually did grow up here. I've been here since I was 3 months old.
3 months old.
So I'm basically a local.
That's
and
fantastic.
I graduated from Myrtle Beach High School in 1987.
In 1987?
I'm
You were
old.
kidding. Golly, Sally. Where did you end up attending school?
The University of South Carolina in Columbia.
And what did you major in?
Advertising and Public Relations.
Is that right? So there's a degree actually in advertising.
There is. School of Journalism in Columbia offers that.
They've got one of the most preeminent schools of journalism, not only in the Southeast but in the country.
Yes, we have a lot of people come in from out of state to go to that school.
What did you do immediately after graduation, Sally?
I actually started working for what was then Cox Cable, and now it's Time Warner Cable, so I've been there ever since graduation.
You are kidding. So you left Columbia, came straight back to Myrtle Beach, and you've been working in the same place since you got back?
Yes.
Golly.
It does happen.
Not to date you, but that's 11 or 12 years.
12 years.
Wow. No wonder you're the senior sales executive. I'd love to think, obviously, since we sell advertising as well, that, this is a target market of seniors. But, of course, the senior aspect is you have been there as long or longer than anyone.
Yes.
That's fantastic. What exactly is an account executive, Sally?
What we do is we create advertising schedules for local clients to advertise on 35 different networks, such as CNN and ESPN and networks like that.
And you sell you help set up client schedules here in Horry and Georgetown counties only?
Yes, Horry, Georgetown counties, and then we have the ability to help you in South Carolina, but also to sell anywhere in North Carolina that Time Warner covers.
Is that right? So our viewers in Robeson County, for instance, in Pembroke or Red Springs or in Lumberton, you'd have the ability to help businesses up there?
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yes.
wonderful. That is fantastic. When you think about that position and surely the opportunity to have been calling on businesses for so long, was that an impetus for you for helping to set up A Cure in Our Lifetime?
Well, what happened was we had a friend and coworker who was diagnosed with the disease, and she was one of these people that sort of fell in between the cracks. She had insurance, but it was still going to be a financial burden on her, and she was actually the cause of us developing A Cure in Our Lifetime 6 years ago.
Is that right?
Yes.
And she's helped out the organization as well?
Yes. She's now a volunteer and a spokesperson for us, so she's really evolved since the beginning.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And when you think about that founding, that was 6 years ago.
It started out a small group of Time Warner employees wanting to help this lady, and we went to Don Cawthon at Studebaker's, and we had a small auction on a Sunday night, and we raised probably about $12,000, and it's just evolved from there.
That is fantastic. Well, to think about that, and I remember that event, and we were out there sponsoring that. I've got some great pictures from that night. I remember it vividly. It was a wonderful event. Truly something that's been going. How did y'all come up with the name A Cure in Our Lifetime?
We wanted to incorporate Lifetime Television because they've always been a great supporter of breast cancer awareness, and they always provide some good PSAs for us to use on air. So we wanted to incorporate that, and that's where we came up with A Cure in Our Lifetime. It was actually developed by a lady that was in our marketing department at the time.
That's a great name. I never knew the Lifetime connection there.
Yes, that's why we came up with that, because of Lifetime Television.
That is fascinating. Who were some of the other folks that worked with you during your initial efforts? You said it was all Time Warner folks?
Basically, Mark McGraw, who's with us, and also his wife Carol, who is in radio. They were part of the original people, as well as Kathy Sellers, Anita Minervino. We had about 7 of us all together.
Wow, Sally, that's good. This will be the 6th gala.
Yes.
How has the organization transformed over the last 5.5, 6 years, getting ready for next Friday night's event?
Well, in the beginning, like I said, it was held on a Sunday night at Studebaker's, and then we were able to move it to the Crown Reef the next year. We still had it on a Sunday night because we felt like it was a small group, and so it's really evolved from a Sunday night event to a Saturday night where it's more sociable. And this year it's actually going to be on a Friday night.
Yeah,
so.
That's right, a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
What's it like now being so close to the event, knowing you put so much time into it, Sally?
Just trying to get everything wrapped up. Ticket sales are almost wrapped up, and getting the program together and getting the items ready to be distributed.
If someone's still had an interest in possibly donating it, would you be able to receive any auction items?
Sure. We would love auction items. They can contact me at 497-3609.
Okay. 843-497-3609. Could folks from the PD or Southeastern North Carolina come down for that event?
Sure, we would love to have them. Tickets are $50 a person or $80 a couple.
Okay.
And that number is good for that, too.
The 497-3609.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. What are some of the events that will be ongoing during the evening of October 24th, Sally?
This is our 2nd year of having the Kentucky Derby horse racing theme. And what we do is there's a company out of Florida that provides us with sealed old races, horse races, and we turn that into a raffle so people get money, earn funny money, which turns into raffle tickets at the end of the evening. So they can actually have an opportunity to enjoy some horse racing during the event.
How exciting.
It's a lot of fun.
It was a big success last year.
It was, and we think we finally found our niche on that theme and continuing with that
That's
theme.
probably the only Kentucky Derby in the area.
Yes, and it's in the fall instead of the spring. So.
Right. Good thinking. What's on the entertainment program for that night? Obviously, the big focus on the Kentucky Derby, but there's really a lot going on.
We will have a live band. Painted Man will be performing. They'll actually begin at 7 with some background music and then come on at around 8:30, and they'll perform until 11.
Until 11.
Yes.
Great. What do you think was the initial prompting, Sally, to get you and the other folks that were involved to continue the efforts beyond the initial goal to help a single person?
It's such a rewarding experience, and I think once you do it one time, you just realize how much you can help. And the great thing about what we're doing this year is we're able to help many women and many survivors in general in Horry and Georgetown counties. So that's pretty exciting to be able to expand it to from 1 to 2 survivors to many in different ways, whether it's money to get to their treatment or just smaller medical bills, and then we'll have several larger recipients as well.
And this is an all-volunteer board?
Yes, it is. None of us are paid.
How do y'all find time, Sally?
I think my philosophy has always been I'm single, no kids, I've got the time, and I want to do it. And I think, we just have various people in various stages of their lives. Maybe their kids are grown and they have the time. And once again, the payback is in the rewards of watching these people saving their homes or alleviating some of the stress that they have because of all that they've gone through.
Yes. Sally, how many other people have joined you in working on the volunteer board for A Cure in Our Lifetime?
There are 7 board members, and in addition to that, there are probably about 25 to 30 total of us. Some just focus on selling these Cure in Our Lifetime bears.
Oh, those are cute.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah.
$5?
Is that it?
That's
$5?
What
That's
a
a
bargain.
great deal.
But we have people who only sell bears or who collect donations or will be at the gala. So we just have people who do what they can. It may be an hour a week, but they get what they can.
Sally, how about some ongoing efforts that wrap around A Cure in Our Lifetime other than the 6th Annual Kentucky Derby Gala next Friday night?
We were fortunate to be able to tie in with Villa Romana, and we had a spaghetti luncheon actually during the Friday before the official Kentucky Derby, and we'd like to make that an ongoing event. Cliggs Kites worked with us, and we received money from a kite festival that they had. Sonic Drive-In gave us 25 cents for every drink that they sold in September. So we have some events like that, and we'd like to do one more major event, possibly with a poker run with the motorcycles or just something. We're still working on some more events for the winter.
That would be a great idea.
Yes.
That would, particularly in our area, and obviously with the influx of all the motorcycles in the area, that could be great. Where are the money spent that are raised directly by A Cure in Our Lifetime?
The money does stay in Horry and Georgetown counties. As you said before, none of us are paid employees. And between 90 and 95% of the money just goes back to survivors in Horry and Georgetown counties. The other 5% would just be our operating cost, whether it be to rent equipment for the gala or any advertisement that we may have to pay for, which is production. It's not the run time from any company.
Right. Can you share with the viewers a little bit, we just have a couple of minutes, Sally, some of the auction items that will be available on Friday the 24th at the Crown Reef Resort?
We're offering a 4-day cruise for 2 from AAA Vacations.
Great.
We have an autographed script signed by the cast of Days of Our Lives. I think that's one of the more interesting ones.
Absolutely.
Of course, some great dining and golf packages and hotel packages. We have 2 nights at the Hyatt in Indianapolis. So, some variety.
Do you find that business owners, Sally, are apt to want to donate items for an event like this?
That's how we've been able to do so well in the past. They've been very supportive.
Lastly, Sally, when you think about 6 years ago having gotten together with folks at work and set up the event at Studebaker's, and then how it's evolved into next Friday night's event, what is it about it that makes you want to keep doing this year after year after year?
Breast cancer affects everyone, and cancer affects everyone, and I just think it's important to help people and help with the stress that they incur when they're going through this. And if we can help financially and be a support group, I think it's worth everything. We've been blessed to have volunteers who believe the same thing.
The key word's volunteers. And another big word is the fact that cancer, whether it's breast cancer or any other form of cancer, affects virtually everyone. And Sally Edmondson and all the volunteer board members with A Cure in Our Lifetime are working hard to take a little bit of that pressure off. Sally, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to Tracie Lawrence coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at North Myrtle Beach City Hall. We're focused on A Cure in Our Lifetime 6th Annual Kentucky Derby Gala and Silent Auction, which will be held at the Crown Reef Resort a week from tomorrow. And we're visiting with Tracie Lawrence, the Regional Sales Manager for eMed Tech and a volunteer board member for A Cure in Our Lifetime. Good morning, Tracie.
Good morning, Greg.
Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you for asking me.
Yeah, it's amazing being in North Myrtle Beach at the City Hall. Have you ever been up here?
I have, and I have to say this facility is fantastic. They have done such a good job up here, and it really looks good.
It is
something they can be proud of.
Incredible. Even though the Cure in Our Lifetime event is down in South Myrtle Beach at the Crown Reef Resort, it's so special to change scenery every once in a while and get an idea. And, of course, there's probably a lot of folks from North Myrtle Beach and all over the area that will be attending the event. We do.
We do have a lot of people, and people coming from out of town that will be attending to help volunteer as well as actually attend the event and have some fun, raise some money for a good cause.
Yes, absolutely. Share with the viewers a little bit about A Cure in Our Lifetime. Of course, Sally talked about it a few minutes ago, but share a little bit about A Cure in Our Lifetime and exactly when it was set up.
Well, it was set up in 1997 for a local survivor, and basically her friends got together to help her with bills that were left that the insurance didn't cover. And I think the really important thing about a cure is that it's completely volunteer. It's 100% volunteer. We don't have a paid person on staff. With that, we're able to get about somewhere between 90 and 95% of the funds raised to go directly to the survivor, and this year will be survivors. We're helping more than one person this year.
Great. Well, that's a big deal. The last 5 years, it's just been a single or maybe even two, but always at least just the primary focus on one. That's a huge deal.
It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. We have something else that's brand new that's going to be helping quite a few people, and that is the ability to reimburse for mileage expense for persons going through chemo treatments.
Oh, wow.
So it can get very expensive, especially with fuel prices, if they have to go to, 6 weeks of chemo treatments every day. So we're going to help with that.
Tracie, share with the viewers a little bit about yourself. Where are you from originally?
Well, originally I'm from New York, and like most Northerners, I think, that have moved down here, my parents actually realized when I was pretty young that South Carolina was a good place to be and a good place for their kids to grow up.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Abbeville County in South Carolina, so a few hours from here.
And you attended school in the Midlands?
Yep, in Columbia College.
Great, yes. What prompted your move to the beach, and what had you been doing prior to your relocation?
Well, I was in banking at the time and was recruited by a local bank to move here and was working with small businesses, and that's how I got to the beach.
Great. And there's a heck of a lot of small businesses on the Strand.
There are a lot of businesses, a lot of small businesses.
It's amazing. Did you ever do any interface with SCORE?
I did. I worked with SCORE, and I worked a lot with the Small Business Development Center.
Sure.
So.
How exciting. How did you come to your position as the regional sales manager for eMed Tech? And will you share with the viewers a little bit about eMed Tech?
Sure, I'd be happy to. eMed Tech is a software company. We're actually the sales and marketing side of it, and it's for patient records and billing, so electronic medical billing, which is getting very, very popular right now. And I guess it's kind of funny how it happened, but they say being in the right time at the right place, and I was ready for a career change. Wanted to step on and do some different things, and it was just good timing.
Absolutely. How about a little bit, it's a software, what exactly is eMed Tech?
eMed Tech is actually the sales company, and we represent other companies that create and develop the software. The company that we represent is Fox Meadows, which is out of Columbia, South Carolina. So it's nice to have a local company here in the state. Makes training a lot easier, less expensive. And then, of course, having a local rep here in Myrtle Beach and can service Myrtle and the surrounding areas.
When we think about the specific area you serve, what are the counties or areas that you primarily focus on, Tracie?
Well, my territory is actually coastal South Carolina. My focus right now is Horry and Georgetown County, with the growth that we have here in the medical industry and just the number. Horry is a huge county to be working in. So.
Oh, yeah, geographically the largest county in the state, probably one of the largest east of the Mississippi. What are some of the features and benefits that your system brings to the health provider's practice, Tracie?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is easing of insurance billing. I hear a lot of doctors and office managers complain just about the changes in the insurance industry. And what this software allows them to do is bill electronically. The software also flags users for left-off information, for codes, mistakes in the codes, which can be a big problem, for not getting those bills paid in a timely manner.
Now, how does a patient benefit?
It's quicker. It's quicker. There are less statements, as far as we filed with your insurance. So I think the headaches for the patient are greatly reduced, and their waiting time should actually be reduced as well.
Tracie, how did you become involved in working with a cure in our lifetime?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I actually met Sally Edmondson during, I believe it was 2000, 2001, going through the leadership program here that the Myrtle Beach Chamber does. And I met Sally through that, and we became friends. And she told me about the program and asked if I would be interested.
How exciting.
So this is my second year being on the committee, and this year, of course, being on the board. And it's very exciting. I mean, breast cancer touches, I think the statistics say 1 out of 10 women. That's huge. So anytime you're in a group of women, there's going to probably be somebody that's going to be touched by it.
And the amazing thing is, Sally pointed out a little earlier, not only does it touch directly 1 out of 10 women, but think how many folks, men and women, or women and men, that it indirectly touches, has such a dramatic impact.
Definitely. And men also are susceptible to breast cancer, so it's not limited to just women.
Tracie, what's your primary role as a volunteer board member?
Well, this year I'm serving as director of the recipient panel. And what happens is we have applications that come in of patients in need of help. And it's my job to sit down with a panel, and we have to weed through that information.
Okay.
We are truly looking for the people who don't have savings that they can go back on. They either do not have insurance at all, or their insurance has cut off and won't cover anything else. We're trying to find those people that really fall through the niche and don't have anywhere else to turn in the system.
Well, and there's obviously a lot of folks, even other than those, folks who have insurance at some level, but it just nowhere gets close to covering. Who is eligible to receive help from A Cure in Our Lifetime, and how is a recipient actually selected?
Okay, well, we work closely with a lot of the local doctor's offices, and we ask them for referrals. We want to see somebody who's a current patient as far as the recipient. That would be one of the requirements. We don't have real stringent requirements. We want to see somebody who has a need.
Yeah.
We do want them to be a current patient, have their need be current. We're not looking for people who have gone through treatments, or maybe they're a survivor now for a few years and maybe their bills were charged off. We really want to try to keep people from getting to that stage. So.
When you think over the last 5 years, as you pointed out, there's really been a focus on a single person, and this year being able to expand it dramatically. How have recipients been helped? You've heard them talk both anecdotally as well as directly. How have they been helped by A Cure in Our Lifetime?
Well, of course, financially, in the past, there have been people who we've been able to help them keep their homes, because it would have gotten that bad with the insurance not covering their bills. I think from a mental standpoint and a support standpoint, for the women that have gone through this, knowing that the community is willing to step up and help somebody who's anonymous, because we keep the information anonymous.
Right. That's a very good point. How important are volunteers to the organization's efforts, Tracie?
Huge, huge. Without volunteers, this would have never come together. Like I mentioned earlier, even the board members are 100% volunteer. Everybody that has put this program together, everybody who's involved, everybody who does the work, it's all volunteer. So if it weren't for volunteers, we wouldn't have been able to bring it to this level.
And some of the kind of jobs that volunteers have taken on, as you pointed out, the reason you all are able to commit so much back is because it's an all-volunteer board, but there are lots of different jobs that people can take.
Lots of different jobs. Everything from we have an attorney who's on the board who donates his legal expertise to help us with different things that might arise. We have people who have to contact the doctor's offices. We have people that have to line up donations, line up corporate sponsors. For each event, there's a lot of physical activities that have to be done. We have to set up, we have to organize everything, have everything put together. And for depending on the fundraisers, earlier in the year we were able to do a spaghetti luncheon. Villa Ramona helped with that and sponsored that. And we had to have people serving up spaghetti and in the kitchen and packaging up food and delivering food, delivering the spaghetti. So if we hadn't had volunteers, we couldn't have done that.
Oh, yeah. I think Sally said earlier you all raised almost $2,000 that day. It's amazing. Villa Romana is unbelievable.
And very good food, and they were very friendly and very easy to work with.
Ronaldo and Fran go out of their way to really make it work, and they give so much money back to the group. It's truly a treat. Truly.
It is.
What do you hope to achieve with the 6th annual gala?
Gosh, of course we want to, we're very excited we'll be able to help more than one person this year. But I think in the big scale of things, really we want the community awareness. We need people to understand that this is huge. It's a huge problem. It's growing, one of the larger killers out there of women, and the fact that men are susceptible to it as well.
Mm-hmm. We got about a minute, Tracie. Can you share with us some of the auction items that Sally may not, or just share, but generally some of the great auction items that are on the block?
Well, one thing we have is a cruise that AAA Vacations has donated, and that's going to be out there for people to buy raffle tickets for.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting. The donation that we've received so far have ranged from gift certificates to various restaurants and hotels to gift items. There'll be a great chance for people to do some of their early Christmas shopping and get good deals on jewelry and prints and lots of neat things.
And folks can still donate items. We've got about 8 days before the event, but folks
They
can still donate items.
They can contact at the number that you're giving on the screen.
Right.
And we are looking for, donation items still. So that would be a big help.
Lastly, Tracie, what has been the most meaningful aspect of your involvement with A Cure in Our Lifetime personally? What has been the most meaningful aspect for you?
Knowing that I'm helping another woman, get past a hard point in their life and enable them to go further with their life. So I think that would be it.
Going further with their life, that aspect. Of course, Tracie pointed out earlier, 100% volunteer. The entire board, all the folks associated, giving back, and surely that aspect of knowing to help a woman, maybe in the future be helping a man. I mean, there's so many aspects of it. It's so very important to know that ability to reach out and help. As you heard both Sally earlier and now Tracie talk about, it's truly meaningful.
Right.
Tracie, thanks so much for being with us this
Greg.
morning. Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Sally Edmondson and Tracie Lawrence, both board members for A Cure in Our Lifetime, for making today's Carolina People so special. Get out there next Friday night, 7 p.m., the Crown Reef Resort in Myrtle Beach. An amazing event, the 6th annual Cure in Our Lifetime Kentucky Derby and Silent Auction.